Okay, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, I'm John Moorehouse, freelance writer and general man about town.
Alright, hello. My name is Cameron Hite. I play as the character of Sir Rowan Cianadel.
Hello, my name is Ashley King. I already forgot what I was supposed to say next.
Hello, I am Zach Starnes, and I play Remy Cianadel, son of a bastard father and a saintly mother, and a brother of which I'm sure you probably already talked to him at some point, brother of Rowan Cianadel.
I've had a few characters. I've had a little gnome cleric who was fun. He was a little con artist. But currently playing a dwarf ranger named Fittich. He's a very grumpy dwarf, just very, you know.
Sir Rowan is aspiring to be a Dawn Knight, which is one of the highest levels you can be within the Order of Aster. His god is the sun god of Lathander, but more importantly, he is a part of the Wreckful Eight, which is a crew of banded misfits, only bound together like a very tacky quilt.
Right. Alright. So I have played two different characters in our campaign over the past 2 years. The first of which was Dewayne, the elven assassin and rogue with a shady background that I didn't necessarily remember all of until later.
Okay, what's one of your favorite stories involving, like, the group that you play with, that you've had so far?
Oh, man, you asked me about the group, which Remy hardly cares about.
And then, my second character. Alright, so my name's Elsa, and I grew up in the forest, and, like, my only friend was this great bloody wolf. Literally bloody though, because it's like there's a lot of blading I have to do all of my spells and shit. But then I met all these people, and like there's a big clunky one and the little fat one and the other little fat one and then like the tall singy one, and I just don't. It's fine. It's alright.
So how long have you been playing D&D?
I've been playing D&D since February of 2016.
Like, this campaign has been like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that long.
I've been playing D&D for about almost 3 years.
So I think we've been doing. It's been about 3 years.
Now, a couple sessions before, we had completed so many quests and stuff in the area where we were that the town decided to throw this huge feast, like, in our honor as we were leaving. And at this feast, there was a half-orc in the town named Mingo, who worked at the bar, the tavern, who's like muscle. And so my character and Mingo decided to have a drinking contest, and I drank Mingo under the table. So when the other person in the party mentions we need a barrel of mead for the trip, I just said, you know, I don't know much in life, but I know I can outdrink a horse.
Okay, so the table story. It's everyone's favorite because we had just blown through this like maze, and we come out of a fight pretty much unscathed, and then we continue to spend the rest of the campaign searching rooms for like a handful of coins for literally nothing, but we're like, we must check every room. So we Scooby-Doo in between each and single one. There's like, and we come across a rug that folds somebody up, puts actually a little bit of damage on somebody, probably the most that we experienced that night. And then we continue like, oh wait, there's this one room all the way across the main hall that we had just come from. There's got to be something in there, because there's nothing in any of these other rooms.
It all started with a cryptogram that I solved out of character. And then my character, Dewayne, started having all these dreams where she was walking in someone else's body, she was seeing from their perspective. It was some king in some northern, icy, snowy kingdom, and we had no idea what was going on, and this was far before we were fighting like unrelated stuff, or what we thought was unrelated, whatever. We were fighting like this eye thing, I remember. but having all these visions and stuff, and as a very secretive character, I kept it all to myself. But I just kept getting visions and getting more and more of the story, and there was a baby, and there was an affair, and then like there's a woman and the baby, and they get thrown out of a window, and it's like all this crazy stuff. And then I think our bard Remy is the only one I told about this, because I think he noticed something was up or whatever. So he knew about it, and we were fighting. We knew there was going to be a lich in Neverwinter, where it is Neverwinter. But finally, we get to that place, we get to that city, and it's starting to snow. And we're like, what?
Once again, nothing. Until someone decides, like, hey, I'm going to go over to this table and check that out. The table comes to life and puts... I would say probably, like, if I could equate my hit points, it would probably be like half of my hit points on the whole party that were in that room. So the closest we had come to death, I think, in that entire night was from a table. A table, people. We've killed ancient dragons before.
We find out that that lich is Dunalin's father this whole time. She's like 1,000,000 years old. She was that baby out the window, like in the snow. Like that was her this whole time. And like my character had no idea. And granted, she like didn't really have a lot of memories of her past, and like that was it though. Like, and so like it was this big emotional thing. I think most of our party was like literally crying.
Another example, we were one time clearing out a cave of kobolds. Kobolds, of course, notorious for setting traps. We'd already sprung a couple of traps. But at this point, we had killed a bunch of kobolds. So we literally stacked them up on the floor of the cave and just start pushing the pile forward to trigger any other potential. And it worked. Like a trapdoor triggered, and we just walked across the corpses of kobolds till I get to the other side, across the spiky pit or whatever.
So my character was like really struggling as to like whether to show mercy or to just like kill him, because he was just super evil and killing all of my friends, or trying to. And so it was like this big thing, and in the end we calmed down, we're like talking to him and all this stuff, and we kill him. Like we have to. And like I was crying, our druid was crying, our bard had tears in his eyes. It was just really intense and crazy, and like I saw it coming 0%. It came out of nowhere, but it was like this thing, and we had no idea. We'd been building to it for probably a year in and of itself. Like of the time that we'd been playing, there had been all these dreams and all of this stuff, and like hinting towards like this lich and everything, and then all of a sudden it was happening, and I realized it like had to do with my character, and it was just like.
Why do you love playing role-playing games?
I mean, because they're always new and different, aren't they? I mean, like a lot of video games, you play through one way, and there's one way to beat it and all this. Even like open world games, there's so many things you can do. With role-playing games, you know, the sky's the limit on the things you can do.
Within the year and a half I've been playing, I found a lot of good common ground between not only friends that I've played with, but also, you know, you're creating these characters and developing these stories with one another and how they interweave.
It's such a big part of, I think, what we do, and especially our friend group. It's what really like binds us together in a big way. Like even across state lines or across whatever, anything, like obligations, other things that we have, this has always like kind of held our group together and been this thing that like keeps us together, and like it's something we all look forward to, and it's exciting. And so it's like that's what I have stories about. That's like what I want to tell people about, because for me it's like so exciting. Like you won't believe what happened. Like this is a crazy story. Like
wherever we play, because we change locations every week. It doesn't matter where we play. We know we're going to be in the same world, and that to me is like incredibly fascinating. That we can just all, when you call like, okay guys, are we ready? Let's get set. Like the first sound of music that actually initiates the world being set, we're all in it. And so, to me, it's like a little movie. You know, it's getting to play a little movie every single week.
And it's so ingrained and like a part of I don't know, like it affects you so deeply that you feel like it happened and you want to tell everyone and you want to be like, you won't believe this. It has been rare that I found people who care outside of our group. But that's kind of beside the point. Like, I wish I could explain to people what they were missing out on. It's hard out of context, for sure. But it's so fun, and I love telling other people about it, whether they want to hear it or not.